YouTube channel. Hey Adam G, your online inspirational talk show. And yes, guys, we're still on my final series of interviews with Miss Earth 2023, and I'm here in Ho Chi Minh getting to meet all these amazing contestants in this year's pageant. And right now with me is a fan favorite and hopefully Europe's best bet to win the crown this year. Let's see. Please say hello to Miss Earth Albania 2023, Drita Ziri.
Hello everyone, I'm Drita Ziri, Miss Earth Albania 2023. So happy and honored to be in a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Because I've never actually done like a YouTube video to sit down and know that it's for YouTube. So very excited.
Wow, thank you so much for the opportunity given this time of the day. You still have the energy to do this interview with
energetic.
me.
I mean, being part of Miss Earth and not being energetic, it doesn't go together. So.
So you really know what you were signing up for.
Of course, yes, since the beginning.
Yeah. Why am I still asking that question? Because for starters, you're a pageant veteran already. We know you have been doing pageants for quite some time, and your last gig was you hosted a pageant back in your home country.
Definitely something very memorable for me. I mean, at first I was a contestant, and then I was an MC, which really makes you see things from a different point of view as a delegate and then as part of the staff mainly, because I was with the girls during their whole tour and I get to see the backstage and what actually goes on behind all those beautiful videos that are posted from every pageant. So it's an experience that teaches you a lot and helped me to come here really.
So would you say that kind of prepared you for your participation
definitely.
here in Miss Earth?
Definitely. After I participated in Miss Miss Albania in 2022, and I won the crown, which was, that moment is graved into my heart and I don't think I'll ever forget it. I get the shivers every time I go back into that memory. Then I had to participate on the Miss Globe because the winner of Miss Albania goes to the Miss Globe. And I was young, I was 17. It was my first time doing pageantry because I started pageantry as a way to remove my mind from something that happened to my life, because I've been doing ballet since I was 3 years old and I had an accident and I had to have like a couple of surgeries, so I couldn't go on with ballet, so it was like a dream stopped in the middle. And my dad, in a way to, make me think about something else and be focused on something else, put me into modeling, and my mom was the one who insisted on doing why don't you go to Miss Albania, go to Miss Chypria? And I was not confident about my hand because that's where I did the surgery. I didn't feel confident. I was like, no, it's gonna show, it's not gonna be good, my walk is not gonna look good. But then I had the courage and I was like, you know what, if this is something, it's part of me now, so it's better for me to accept it, to love it, because if I don't accept it and if I don't love it, then no one else is really gonna care about it. No one else really stops me and tells me, oh, look at your hand. But it was something that was in my brain. I was thinking about it over and over, and that's what stopped me until I said stop, until I said no, this is not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let this take over my life. So I took hand on it and I did what I had to do and I won. And then the Miss Globe was an amazing experience. It really taught me, and coming here after the Miss Globe as a contestant really made things easier for me. I knew what to expect. I knew the long hours. I knew the early hours of makeups and call time, and then you have to be at your room at like 2 o'clock in the evening, but then you have to wake up at 4, which is now is totally like normal for me. I don't even mind that. And then as an MC, I think that's what grew me personality-wise. It's a big thing going into a stage and having to handle it on your own, because it is true that you have a script, but we know of the big shows, international shows, go out of script sometimes because incidents happen, things happen, you have to handle it in that moment and you're on live. And it was scary, exciting, it had adrenaline, it had everything that I wanted to have and I wanted to feel. And what the stage gives me, I think I've always been on stage since I was young, doing ballet, and now I am on stage in another way, but still, I feel like stage is my home. I feel confident in there. Before stepping on stage, I'm like blocked. I take a step back, I'm like, wait, I cannot do this. And the moment I stepped on stage and I see all the lights hitting me,
everything
that's where like, yes, and I'm like, of course I can do this. This is my thing now.
So that's where her confidence level is coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I just asked one question and she spoke for 5 minutes. So that already says a lot about her communication skills. Yeah, so I think we won't have a problem when it comes to that department.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because my dad was the one, and my mom was a teacher. So being raised in a home with a teacher, everyone thinks it's so easy. It is not. Trust me, because all these things that happen to her school with her students, it comes back to me. And everyone at my school is expecting me to be excellent because, well, your mom's a teacher, when she really doesn't have time to, sit down and teach me or like learn with me. It's like different departments. Plus, I grew in a ballet school, and those who did ballet growing up knew what kind of toxic environment is. It's discipline, consistency, determination. There's a lot of things that go into it, and it's not easy for a young kid to handle. But that grew me like strong. I'm stronger, and now some things really don't faze me when it comes to discipline, like staying consistent even when we do rehearsals. Like, you can't stay on your phone, you can't stay sitting down when the person that's teaching you, the choreographer, is standing up, because it like shows respect. And to me, these are some priorities, some values that I really care about and I stand by, and I will be standing by because they brought me where I am today. And definitely passion. If you're not passionate about something, that you're doing, then it doesn't count, because that's what's going to send you far. You're going to go through hard times, but you have to go through it. You have to feel it. You sometimes are going to get frustrated, angry. You're going to want to give up, but then the passion is the one that's going to take you.
Fuel you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think you chose the right pageant after Miss Globe.
Yes.
Because this is, I think, where your skills are perfectly matched or complements what this organization.
This was luck. So technically, my organization is the first time that they get it in Albania. There was another organization who had the license for Miss Earth. I don't know what happened, but the organization where I am at got it. And because they got it after the Miss Shqipëria 2023 was held, it was appointed to me. So it was luck. We sat down, and it was a very intensive conversation in a way, because I had to stop school for a month and I had to move a lot of things out of the way because I was not expecting it. It was not like I was preparing for it. So we just sat down and we were like, so there's Miss Earth. And obviously when you hear Miss Earth, everything comes to your mind. It's one of the big pageants. So wanting to be part of it is not even questioned. The thing is how possible it is, how ready can you be, and are you actually going to achieve something, and do you expect something from it? I'm a very ambitious person, and I think this also comes from ballet and from the fact that I've been doing these activities where you have to be ambitious in order to do well. So I was like, I have to think, am I capable of doing it? Am I capable of giving something even if I don't win? Am I actually gonna inspire people? Are people gonna want to hear me and what I have to say about such an important topic? Because it's not something that we are doing a pageant to talk about Earth and to talk about environmental issues. No, that's something that I always say, caring about our Earth should not be a volunteer work anymore. That's nonsense. It should be something that's implemented into our daily life, because that's our surrounding.
More like a
us.
responsibility.
It's a responsibility, especially personally. If you're not personally responsible about this kind of stuff, you don't have respect for yourself, because that's where you're stepping, that's where you're eating, that's where you're sleeping, that's where your loved ones live. So, it comes from within. I am very, very aware that a lot of people don't really think this way and do not think it is true. Oh no, it doesn't start from me. What am I gonna do? You can do so much. It's just this change of mindset that people have to do, and I'm going really strong on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. At what point did you realize that you have this passion for the environment to serve?
Well, doing ballet young, we do a lot of volunteering work. So we go to orphanages and we dance, and then in Albania, with the government, we have a tree day. So we plant a lot of trees. The government, we plant a lot of trees with them, and we would go, and as a award in a way, as a fun, after every job that was done, we danced for them, we danced for the audience, for the people who worked. So until there, it started like growing into me. It was like, oh, how about we take part even before the dance activity? We take part and then we dance, and that's how it started. And then there is some volunteer work that came from America and Albania, and they're working with Roman kids. But their parents don't project school into them, so I work with them weekends, and now I'm trying to project the environmental love, because when they don't feel loved, they don't want to give love, and love is important. Love is what brings all the other qualities you should have in your life. So we plan treats with them, and we have Earth Day, which we make it a big celebration, and we invite every important person or like some personalities that they love as kids. So that's how it grew into me. And Albania is a country that is known for its natural beauties. We give it a lot of importance. And right now, even though I finished my high school for ballet, I'm studying tourism management. So even in my school, in my university, we really are looking forward on how to help tourism to not be touched. Like the wild places should be wild. The natural beauties should be natural, untouched by the human hands. It's totally normal that we want to visit these beautiful creations that Earth did, but we can visit them without having to damage them. And we can visit them by helping fight poverty in these places, by ecotourism. So there's a lot of things if we go into details, and I'm so glad I chose another topic to be in university for. I really wanted to expand my horizon because I believe that gaining knowledge should not be embarrassing. Wanting to learn something new should not be embarrassing. We're not going to know everything. That's why life is long. We have only one life, but that we can work with and learn something new every day. I'm never embarrassed of asking. Like, oh, really? I don't know this. Can you? Yes. Because you should not think things like that. I do not get embarrassed in a good way, you know? If I don't know something, it's totally fine to ask. Leave that embarrassing part out. It's gonna really help you expand you emotionally, and like emotional intelligence. It's gonna make you be more adjustable, more flexible. Because when I was 14, I started modeling, as I said, and I had an offer to go to Istanbul to model. And I was 16, and my dad was like, okay, do you want to do this? Because I was about to stay there for 3 months alone. And I was like, yes. And I have a good relationship with my parents, and they're so supportive. And they're one of the strongest reasons why I'm here today. Because if you don't have the right support, it's so hard to do well, even if you have all the other things that you need. Even if you have the body, the face, the attitude, I don't know, everything, the knowledge, the speaking skills. If you don't have that support, that emotional support, it's really hard. Because there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of eyes into you, there's a lot of judgment, there's a lot of words coming, good, bad, there's a lot of things going on, and if you can't handle that emotionally, I can handle that emotionally because I know that the moment I feel very bad and I need someone to talk to, I can always call my dad, I can always call my mom. So that's important. And my dad was like, you should do it, it's gonna really help me. And it did help me. Living with people from all around the world, it was amazing. I think that's how my English also improved, because I was born and raised in Albania. And I traveled young, I traveled with dance, but when I traveled alone, it was first time in Turkey. But I have to say, I know Turkish, I learned Turkish, so that also really helped me a little bit. Because I believe that language, it's really like, to me it's important. I love learning languages, even like small phrases. I feel like it connects you with people. I see it for myself when people come to Albania and they say like little catchy phrases, I'm like, oh, that's so good, I love it. And that just warms up the situation and makes it more friendly and to have a nicer conversation.
Wow. And I'm glad that you're thriving in pageantry. You know, especially when we talk about pageants in Europe, you know, it hardly sells.
Oh
it's a hard
God.
sell, you know. But when I see someone like you, bright-eyed, talking about how pageants can help your personality, your growth towards your journey in life, it makes you feel that, you know, pageantry is an endeavor that is worth taking by every single young woman in this world.
Literally, I'm so overwhelmed from the support. As you said yourself, pageantry in Europe is not a culture. Like in Asia, it is. When people talk about pageantry here, they talk in a very high level of respect for the ladies who take part, and as they should, because it takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there no matter what people say, you're in front of cameras, you're in front of people, and you're doing your job. It takes really a lot of confidence. But it's not like that in Europe. They don't give it that kind of support. And when I came here and seeing all the fan pages and the messages and the comments really warms my heart. And sometimes I even tear up. I'm like, you know what? I'm so glad I did it. I really thought I wouldn't have support. Maybe I don't even have a chance for the crown. That's what I thought, because I'm from Albania, and Albania is not a country that is known for pageantry. But I was like, no, we're going to Miss Earth. And Miss Earth is known that doesn't have the sash factor or the powerhouse factor that usually pageantries have. And I was like, I'm gonna do it either way. And then I came here and I saw all the people really like welcoming me with open arms and ready to support me and be there for me. And now I'm not even talking about the posts and the messages on TikTok, Twitter, everything. And those small messages can make your day so much better. Waking up in the morning and watching that someone tagged me and saying, Drita Ziri, like looking like an angel on Miss Earth blue carpet. I was like, I'm so ready to start my day.
I like your styling there. I like it.
There was a lot of controversy.
You look like Dua Lipa with that styling. Yeah.
Like, we love Dua Lipa. She's Albanian.
Yeah. And now she looks like Cameron Diaz to me.
Oh, that's what a lot of people tell me.
Really?
You like Cameron Diaz young, especially when I smile.
Yeah.
Is that a better compliment than that? There's not. I'm so grateful that people say that. I'm like, Cameron Diaz, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm about to meet her and I'm going to be like, people tell me I look like you.
So, there's no doubt that you are doing well, extremely doing well in this competition. We can see that
Thank you
for
so
ourselves.
much.
So, if you will be given a chance to be given this massive opportunity to become your country's first Miss Earth title holder, what would you like to achieve with your reign?
Definitely the connection with people. I said it when the Q&A for Echo Project was done. Big corporations can definitely make big changes because they have the power, they have the money, and if you don't find a balance between your initiatives and money, it's very hard because we have to be realistic. Nobody is willing to compensate the monetary income for eco initiatives when they're not fully aware of the differences that they can have on the long run. Mm-hmm. But when you work face to face with people, when you tell them that I'm aware of your sacrifices, I'm aware of what you go through in your daily life, and I'm willing to help you with that, but you have to help me with this. We help each other. So I think work in territories, actually going and meeting people in rural areas and doing work with them together, hand by hand, not just speaking in luxurious resorts and on glam spots.
Because
if you're not relatable to your audience, then it doesn't have any meaning. Because people want to help, but people cannot help if I'm up there and talking, we should buy solar panels or something like that. Yeah. I have to give them solutions that they can actually do and they can actually feel like, okay, that's achievable. If I do it, maybe it will help. So I really do believe in being relatable to your audience, being realistic to your audience, and trying to see things from their point of view. Is it available to them? Is it like, can they compensate the sacrifices, this monetary income that they have, their economy? Because at the end of the day, everyone is somehow fighting for survival. So you cannot take that away for your initiatives that you want to give. My initiatives are important. My main advocacy is ocean protection, but ocean pollution comes from land. Everything is connected together. So there's not that, oh, I want to protect oceans and that's the only thing I can talk about. That cannot happen because everything is connected, like this earth is. So that's why for me it's so important to actually involve communities, make them understand, give out knowledge. No matter if it's too much, just give it out. Someone is going to pick it up, and that person that's going to pick it up is going to say to a friend. That's how things work. So yeah, to me it's working definitely in territories, working with people, sharing with them experiences and getting experiences from them, seeing struggles and really see where the problem comes from and attack the problem from its starting, because that's how we're going to start and occupying little by little more people into these eco initiatives, that when they understand that how much better these initiatives are for the long run, they're going to want even more to cooperate, because in the long run it's better also economically. They're going to be spending less, but they have to spend more in the beginning. it's just the beginning that's hard, but then going on is like, it's not going to be easy, obviously. That would be a lie, saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be very hard, but it's always worth a try when you're talking about your biggest home, and when you're talking about the first place where you took your first breath when you were born, and where your parents held you in your arms. Family is important, and if you don't value and really appreciate the place where you're living and where your family is living, where they raised you, and where you're probably going to raise your future kids, then it's not worth it. So, yeah.
I get it. And let's face it, yeah, I understand where you're coming from earlier when you said that you have to appear relatable, because let's face it, the ones of being affected by so many environmental issues such as climate change are the ones who live in the rural areas. Yeah, especially in the third world countries where I come from. So it's very important for these spokespersons like you to really appear relatable by explaining these environmental
To voice out these
problems in breaking them in the simplest possible way for them to be able to understand that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you know what? As much as I'm really enjoying this interview, I do not. I think I have to. And this, I don't want to overstay my welcome. This has been such a conversation that I am enjoying it. It's so intellectual.
Thank you
Obviously,
so
you know
much.
so many things. You definitely breathe your environmental advocacy.
Thank
so
you so
for sure
much.
you'll do well if ever
the
you reach
final.
the top 8 in the final
Yes,
round. So
hopefully.
so thank you so
Thank
much,
you for
Miss
inviting me.
Drita.
And thank you to everyone for watching. Love you all.
And good luck.
Oh,
Yeah.
for the best.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yes. Thank
You'll
you
do
so
well
much.
in the
Thank
upcoming
you.
competition, or you could be your country's first Miss Earth title holder.
Why not? Albania has never even made it to like top 20, so
Yeah, you could make history.
we're gonna make history.
All right.
Always
Hey,
believing.
yeah. She's such an inspiration. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you guys learned something from her. Bye.
Bye.